Am I the a-hole if I take back my offer to pay for a friend's birthday dinner after they pick somewhere I can't eat? My friend Luke is turning 40 and I offered to pay for him and a group of our friends to have dinner anywhere Luke wanted. Luke knows I've been vegan since my 20s and it's never been an issue before. When I asked where he made reservations, he said a local barbecue place that is famous here for having a menu that mocks people who don't eat meat, like literally has a section that says vegetarian options. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. I asked what he expected me to eat, and he got huffy and said, well, it's his birthday so it shouldn't matter. I should eat before getting there and just order drinks while everyone else eats dinner and still enjoy everyone's company, etc. This sounds miserable to me. I had zero expectations of Luke picking somewhere vegan friendly. Hell, I expected him to pick a steakhouse and I would have been fine with a salad and some sides. I didn't expect him to choose somewhere that prides themselves on meat being in every single dish on the menu. I want to tell him never mind, and buy him a traditional birthday gift instead, but feel like a massive a-hole for taking back my offer. This is a group of 9, so I'm also feeling iffy about spending $300 plus on a meal I can't eat. I don't know what to do honestly.
Am I the a-hole for letting my roommate's boyfriend see my massive jugs? I live in a college dorm on an all-female floor. I usually wear a bra when leaving the dorm building, but I'm not going to put on a bra under my shirt just to walk down the hall to the bathroom. A few days ago, I left my room and walked 10 yards down the hall to the water fountain, refilled my water bottle, and went back to my room. I was wearing a white tank top and no bra. The tank top was fitted but not see-through, so you could only see the outline of my nips. There was a small group of people hanging out in the hall outside a few of the rooms, but I didn't think much of it until around half an hour later, when I got a knock on the door from one of the girls I'd seen in the hall. She said something to the effect of, "Hey, so sorry to ask you this, but if you go out into the hall again, could you put a bra on? My boyfriend's out there," and he was staring a little. So, I'm super non-confrontational, so I was like, yeah, sure, sorry about that. And for the rest of that night, anytime I left my room I put a bra or sweater on. And that was the end of it. Or so I thought. The next day, my roommate told me she'd overheard the girl telling a few of her friends about the incident while in the bathroom. She said the girl was making it sound like I'd been purposely trying to seduce her boyfriend, wearing basically nothing, taking my time at the water fountain, posing to push out my tits, the whole works. When she left the bathroom, my roommate said the girl was actually acting it out at the water fountain, pretending to be me. That night, I passed the girl and some of her friends on my way to go brush my teeth. I wasn't wearing a bra, I was already in pajamas. The girl looked pointedly down at my chest and all of them started giggling. But the last straw was when the entire dorm got an email from the RA yesterday, saying she'd gotten some anonymous complaints about people dressing inappropriately in the hallways and asking that we all just make sure we're keeping things covered up. So here's where I got my petty little revenge. I knew that the girl's boyfriend doesn't go to college here. The girl and I were in the same orientation group and chatted a bit back then. I also knew that due to the pandemic, we aren't allowed to have non-student/family guests in the dorms this year. So I used the same anonymous complaint form to issue a complaint about people bringing their off-campus boyfriends into our dorm and them not wearing a mask. Masks are mandatory in the hallways, although not frequently enforced. This morning, the RA emailed again saying that due to anonymous complaints, they'd be enforcing the no off-campus guests rule by checking IDs of unfamiliar guests to make sure they were students from then on. Really, this girl should be thanking me. If she was concerned about her boyfriend seeing the vague outline of my tits in the dorm hallways, she no longer needs to worry. I 24F had a cancer scare a few years back and had a biopsy done on my upper leg. The scar has faded now, but it is still fairly noticeable and about 7 centimeters long. Thankfully, it was only a scare and nothing came of it. For a while I was insecure about it and stopped wearing skirts or tight leggings where you could see the outline of the scar, but now that I'm accepted it's going to be there, I started to wear whatever and realized nobody cares about it apart from the odd question. We went to the beach yesterday as a friend group and I wore a bikini. I was excited to get a tan and my friend Anna brought her other friend Dana 25F. I have met her before but don't know her very well, however I do know she started a fundraiser for her mom who is fighting cancer right now. Dana's family situation is quite difficult as her dad passed away recently and her mom has stage 4 and Dana is juggling a lot. I came earlier than Anna and Dana so I was already in my bikini when they joined us and Dana was nice to me and asked about my new job. Then Anna went to say hi to the others and Dana mentioned my scar and recognized it was a biopsy. She asked if I could wear a beach cover-up and it was triggering to her and insensitive of me as I know her mom is going through it right now. I said no, I'm here to get a tan and the cover-up will ruin that, and Dana didn't say anything but didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. Today Anna texted me telling me Dana told her what happened and while she agrees Dana's comment was weird, I should have given her a free pass as she is not in the best place mentally right now. I said it was really weird and no I wouldn't. I genuinely don't think I am in the wrong and think she's being really weird about the situation. Obviously if I am in the wrong I will apologize.
My wife and I had our first child last year and it's been quite an intense few months. My wife has been on an extended maternity leave, but on top of that we've also hired a nanny/maid to assist us with the baby as well as keep the house in order. She stays in our guest house. To celebrate our anniversary, I planned for us to take a trip by ourselves just to reconnect and give her some proper time away from our son. She was excited about leaving but was slightly concerned about leaving our son behind. So I asked the nanny if she'd be willing to come along with us on our trip and take care of the baby, stressing that this was supposed to be our couple's vacation, so most of the childcare will be hers and more than usual. She jumped at the idea, and so I also arranged her ticket and accommodations. To be clear, she was also paid double for the overtime. The trip was a week long and our arrangement was going quite well at first. My wife was relaxed. We reconnected and our son was close by for whenever we missed him. We would take our son and give her a break either in the mornings or afternoons. On our last day she asked if we could take the night shift as she'd met someone who'd asked her on a date. Besides that going against our arrangement, the point was to give us a break from the sleepless nights. I'd already paid and planned an intimate date on the beach with my wife for our last night. It became a bit of an issue with her trying to guilt my wife and saying we were being unfair, but by the end of it, we didn't give in and she looked after the kid. Upon returning, my wife heard her on the phone saying that she was thinking of quitting over all of this and that we were blocking her future, so here we are. Wife thinks we made a mistake. I don't disagree that it might have been a-hole-ish, but ultimately it was our arrangement and she was paid extra to be on vacation. Are we the a-holes? I, 37M, have a chronic pain condition, so I'm at my local pharmacy about twice a month. There's a technician there, Sandy, F18, who's always been the absolute sweetest. If I'm being 100% honest, chatting with her helps with my pain as much as the meds do. I've started popping in when I know she'll be there. Sandy and I have built kind of a connection, I think. So the other day I noticed she was acting kind of off and I asked her about it. After a bit of back and forth, she admitted she and her boyfriend were having an argument. I asked if there was anything she needed, but she brushed it off and said he was on his way by to talk to her and she was just nervous. Like I said, Sandy is just the sweetest, and I didn't want to see anything bad happen to her. So I kind of hung out around the pharmacy premises for the next hour or so. Right before they closed I saw him, dressed in grimy clothes and messy hair and all around looking disheveled. This heightened my sense of danger and I trailed him into the pharmacy and stood a couple aisles over so I could hear them talk. I expected Sandy to talk over the counter to him and I figured I wouldn't be visible, but she came out of the back area and basically ran right into me. She asked what I was doing there and acted surprised. I said I had just realized I needed to pick something up. Her loudmouth boyfriend said he saw me standing outside and that I only came in when he came in. I didn't think he had noticed, but I guess he did. I gave him a bit of a stare down before Sandy basically pulled him away and they left. Update: I got called a creep for trying to protect her from her own boyfriend. Fast forward to today. I went in to get my meds and lo and behold, when I went to the counter Sandy was there, but she busied herself with other work and the pharmacist came over and rang me up and gave me a weird look. After the transaction he told me he would be transferring my prescription to a different store and that in the future he and his staff didn't feel comfortable serving me. This came as a shock to me as I'm basically a regular and I'm on great terms with all the staff. I half-jokingly called out to Sandy and asked if she could believe this, but she completely ignored me. I felt like a pariah and I felt like I did something wrong. So after the pharmacy closed for lunch I found Sandy and asked if there was something going on. She saw me and made a face and sped off. I followed her and asked again and she said she really didn't want to talk to me and that I should just leave. I asked if it was about the other day and she snapped yes and said I was a creep for staying and I was a creep again for staying today too. I will admit that this set me off a little. I hate being called a creep. I told her that it came from wanting her to be safe and that she should be grateful. What if her boyfriend had flown off the handle or gotten unruly? She's like 5 foot tall, so I know it was on her mind. She basically ignored this and said she had to go. She went into the employee room and didn't come back out. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be branded as some kind of stalker, but I don't feel like I was in the wrong for making sure she was safe the other day. Am I the a-hole here?